I never knew that there were three different type of black people until today. Honestly, when I was doing my research, and when I saw it, I was like, no, don't tell me. Are you serious? Black people, are there like three different types of black people? Anyways, Black man said he is here to actually expose every single thing concerning black people. Let's hear what he have to say. Let's know if that thing he's saying is actually making sense. I want you guys to let me know in the comment section if it's making sense or not. First, hi guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. It's Sonia and I'm back again with another mind-blowing video. Hi guys, doing? Hope you guys are fine. Hope you guys are good. If it is the first time tuning in, do it, subscribe, like this video, drop me your comment, and lastly, do not forget to share. Credit belongs to original creators of every single clips and stitches we're going to be using in our today's episode, and this is just for educational purpose, not to come here bash anyone, not to come here and make anyone feel uncomfortable or not worth it, just for educational purposes alone. Anyways, with that being said, let's hear what these black men have to tell us and tell us how many type of people that we are as black people, and I'll be back with commentaries. Let's go there, guys.
There are three types of black people, okay? One, you got African Americans. Two, you have black people. And three, you have niggas. Let me explain. First up, we are talking about African Americans. African Americans are black people that you would not know they were black if it was not for their skin color, okay? For all my black people, this is the auntie and uncle that lives in like a gated community, big ass house, pool in the background, but their kids never have braids. The kids do not know what yams and macaroni is. Their kids have no idea about waves, cornrows. Their kids barely listen to hip hop. Like, they went to school with white kids and the parents were very intentional about that. Now, there are multiple types of African Americans. Let me give you an example. You have Candace Owens and you also have Michelle Obama, okay? Now, there are some African Americans that do embrace being black, but there are very, 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 very few, okay? Second on the hit list, we have black people, okay? This is the average black person you see walking down the street. These are people that are just squirrels trying to get a nut. These are the black boys and girls that's going to school. These are the black boys that's focused on their credit because they trying to start that business. These are the black people that's trying to get ahead in life, but they're also trying to overcome a lot because these black people typically don't come from the prettiest backgrounds. You know, they're typically like the black sheep of the family. You know, they don't want to be the African American, but at the same time they don't want to be like the niggas, okay? These are like the LeBron James and Savannah James. These are like Tip and T.I. These are like the Candy Burses, the Real Housewives of Atlanta. These are like the rich black people, but they still got a little hood to them, okay? Like, these not the cousins you gonna call when it's time to fight, but they may know who to call, okay? You know, like, they'll pay somebody to fuck somebody up for you, type vibe. And last but not least, we got my favorite type of black person, the niggas. I love ghetto black people. I love them. They so funny. They are a good time. These are the cousins that you call when it's time to fight. These are the cousins that you call when it's drama and you don't know how to handle it or you don't know how to go about it. But these are also the type of black people that are going to tell you about yourself by any means necessary, and they don't give a fuck who here, how loud it is, or whatever. These are the cousins that's going to tell you if you are adopted. Okay, these are the cousins that are going to tell you that you are getting too fat. These are the cousins that are going to tell you that you need to wash your ass. You know, what's funny about niggas is everybody in the black community looks down upon them, but every black person has a little nigga in them. It's inevitable. What's crazy about this all is the African Americans do not like anybody else. They don't like the black people. They don't like the niggas, okay? The niggas are jealous of the African Americans. However, they kind of look up to the black Americans, but the black Americans don't like them like that because they always asking for money. And the black Americans are like America's favorite. Like, these are the black people that have the rags to riches story. Again, like LeBron James, Michael Jordan, those types of black people, okay? I hope that clears up you guys' confusion as it pertains to black Americans. And I wouldn't be a hood philosopher if I didn't ask for your opinion. Tell me what you think in the comment section below.
I can't believe that we even have to have this conversation. People of the diaspora, listen up. There are three ways that you can be black: ethnically, nationally, and the other one is just reserved for black Americans, which is culturally. What it means to be a black American: you can be born in this country and have Caribbean parents or Nigerian parents, and that would make you black American nationally, right? So you get that, right? Ethnically, you would be black. But to be a Black American culturally, you have to come from the descendants of indigenous and enslaved people in the United States of America. That means, which is what I am, you have descended, you have a lineage here that extends and goes back about 400 years in this country. If you don't have that, you are not a Black American culturally. That's okay, because we love, I know I grew up with people that were from Trinidad and Grenada, but their views were different. The way they thought about Black Americans was different. And I still see the elitist mentality. They believe that Black Americans have no culture. Kai Cenat was born in America to a Haitian and Trinidadian parents. He is not culturally Black American. So I need you to understand there are 3 ways that you can be Black ethnically, which is everybody in the diaspora, right? Nationally, because you could be born as a Black American, right? You can be born as a Black American because you're born in this country. But culturally, only Black Americans who have descendants from the United States can be Black American culturally. So you can say, I am Black by way of Haiti. I am Black by way of Dominican Republic. I am Black by way of Trinidad. It's just that simple. But what I will not stand for is the erasure of my culture as a Black American. We have been here for damn near 500 years. Some of us have indigenous people that have been here even longer. We're so welcoming and we're so loving, and we want to embrace everybody. But what you will not do is have conversations about the N-word and what it means to Black Americans. Reparations. You don't get to have those conversations, because the rights that we fought for, you have because we fought for them. Don't believe that anything was given to Black Americans. And then what I realized is when you come over here, you believe that Black Americans were lazy, even though we have given damn near 600, maybe 600 years of free labor. And it is easier for you to get loans compared to us. So please, I am begging us, because this is a microcosm in a big, it's such a small thing in our big issue or macrocosm of racism. But I need you to understand and respect the ancestors on the grounds that which you stand on, even though they're not your ancestors. That's all we're asking for, is a little bit of respect. If I ever go to Nigeria, I will not be expecting American things. I will abide to and respect the culture of Nigerians. I'm not sure why it's so hard to respect the culture of Black Americans. I love y'all, but we got to do better.
My family and I moved to a small suburban town outside of Little Rock about 5 years ago. Opened up a brick and mortar beauty supply store, and when I tell y'all, I quickly learned that there are levels to us, levels to Black people, meaning we are not all the same, okay? And I mean it's like at a deeper level, with moving to predominantly white area, suburban area, and it woke me up in a way that I don't think I could even explain. I don't know if it's the hairstylist in me, but if you really listen to people, they're going to tell you everything you need to know. You're going to pick up on everything if you really listen and if you really pay attention. Today, I'm only going to talk about 3 types today. And I generally don't like to categorize, but I swear, y'all, it's a real thing. The first set I'll talk about is the ones that live and die to seek the approval of white people. Now, I personally don't seek the approval of anyone. That's just not how my brain works. But they'll say things like, "Oh, the little white kids, they love my kids," or "Oh, I'm the only this or the only that," and you can tell like in their demeanor and the way that they approach a conversation. We could be mid conversation and a white cheermon walks up, whole demeanor just change. You can tell that they try so hard to fit in with white people. Now, again, nothing against white people, but I don't know. I just think that that's interesting. That's just a little weird. And I really do think that these are like subconscious things. I don't think people do this on purpose. I could say a lot more, but that's number one. The second type is the ones that think that they should be the only ones here. These are the ones that would never support another black person just because they're black. It's a real thing. You move in a neighborhood, if you know, you know. It's a real thing. You ain't that cup of tea because you're the other out here. They wanted to be the only one. Y'all, it's a real thing. And then you got us to just be chilling. When we bought our house, I didn't even know what neighborhood it was. I just liked the house. I don't care about none of this. None of this. The classism, the status, none of that ever mattered to me. So I just think all of this kind of weird. And I want to let y'all know, before y'all consider moving into these suburb towns, predominantly white, yeah, consider the weird shit that you're going to run up on. Because it ain't just the white folks that you got to worry about.
Okay, so I'm seeing some comments on my post that's trying to engage us as Black people, particularly starting this conversation from a Black Caribbean perspective and how we show up in America in relation to our cousins, Black Americans, right? And so I'm not pulling people's comment because everybody doesn't have the maturity to engage in this conversation. I don't want people commenting to be attacked. So if you didn't see the video and you don't see the comment, cool. But there was a Black Caribbean woman that left a comment and she said, what you're saying, and this is the absolute truth. I'm from the Caribbean, and I didn't always embrace my Black American cousins, and I've had a lot of unlearning to do, and I now embrace the Black struggle as a whole. However, sometimes Black Americans do not, in turn, embrace me, and I want to speak to that. And this is not me downplaying the Black struggle, because we all have our struggles based on where we come from, whether we're Black in the Caribbean, Black in Latin countries, Black in America, Black in the UK, and Black in Canada. However, I think we can all agree that the group of Black people who have had the hardest of times, right, particularly for us in America, have been Black Americans. Now, there was something that a Caribbean woman said, and she got cussed out. But what she said was something to discuss. And she said that in the Caribbean, we got the ability to read and write sooner, and we got access to be able to take back our country and have Black countries, and Black Americans had to go through Jim Crow. And if you've come to America as a Caribbean person or an African person, and you have not gotten the history of Jim Crow, if you've not seen the videos, if you've not seen the still footages, I encourage you to go see it, right? Now, when you are a people that experience slavery for 400 years in places where slavery was outlawed for us. Now, although we weren't treated like equals, but we were not treated like Black Americans in our country, in our land, right? So when you have a group of people like Black Americans who have experienced what they have experienced for hundreds of years, and then decades of Jim Crow discrimination and segregation filled with nothing but violence and lynchings, right? I want you to remember this, violence and lynchings. And then you come out of that, and then you go and advocate, not just for yourselves as Black people, but for people who are not Black. And other Black people from throughout the diaspora to be able to come to this land, build the land of freedom, right? You've gone through all of that as a people. You continue to go through that struggle as a people. And then when you have a chance to advocate for yourself, you not only think about yourself, but you think about Black people on other parts of the world. You think about Asians. You think about the Hispanics. You make sure in your civil rights bills, right? A bill designed to equal the playing field for you as Black people in America. You do so and also include these other groups of people. And then these other groups of people come here and put their nose up towards you. And they do that for decades. Decades. And the fact that 1 or 2 or even 10 of us as Caribbean people get this. The fact that 1 or 2 or even 10 of us as African people get this. The expectation that Black Americans should forget how we have showed up for them for decades and then turn around and embrace us because we are the 1 or the 2 Caribbean people that have figured this out is an unfair ask. It's an unfair ask. And so it may hurt your feelings, right? Deal. It may make you feel like, how can I come together in unity? Deal. We're asking a group of people who have experienced some of the worst, not just from the people who do not look like them, but from the people who look like them. And just because a few of us have gotten this doesn't mean that we are entitled to their spaces. Doesn't mean that we are entitled to their forgiveness. Doesn't mean we are entitled to their community. We're not entitled to it. We have to earn it. And the way we earn it is to always show up. Because one thing I will tell you about Black Americans, they are some of the most welcoming, kind, empathetic, and forgiving group of people I've ever encountered. And so it may hurt your feelings for a little bit. We're going to have to deal. We're going to have to deal. And in the meantime, we need to be talking to our fellow Caribbean people, the people who come from where we come from, fellow African people where we come from, to educate them so that we are lessening the harm that these new wave of immigrants come in with, right? Because this conditioning is set back in the Caribbean. So by the time they get here, So instead of being offended or affronted that some African Americans do not welcome you in as if you are family and Black to them, they deserve that. They've earned that. We as a collective, right? I need us as Black people to start thinking as a collective and not as individuals. Because when we do that, we're sounding like white people. Well, I'm a good Black Caribbean person. No shit. Oh, well. Caribbean people as a whole, as a collective, have done a lot of harm to our cousins. African people as a whole, as a collective, have done a lot of harm to our cousins. And so instead of coming to this conversation from an individual place, I need us to come to this conversation from a collective place. From a collective place. And if you don't feel welcomed by some Black Americans, that's okay. You continue to do the work to educate yourself about your cousins, right? And you continue to do the work to educate other Caribbean people around you. So that anytime they try to say anything slick about Black Americans that they know and understand in your presence, they will always get checked.
We have been lied to, y'all. Here are 3 common misconceptions about Black people. My name is Brother Legend, and I'm here to raise your consciousness. Number 1 is the most obvious, that we are lazy. This one is just ridiculous to even say. People look at the conditions in our neighborhoods, and the first thing they say is, why don't y'all pull yourselves up by your bootstraps? And it's just ridiculous because in some way, shape, or form, we are responsible for building every civilization on Earth. But even if you don't want to go back that far, if we're so lazy, then why was there a whole industry built to get us to come and work? Why would you ask lazy people to come work for you? Maybe we wasn't lazy till we stopped working for free. Number 2 is when they say we're poor. How in the world we got to poor, I don't know. We so poor, yet Africa is the most resource-rich continent, and y'all can't keep your hands off our minerals. Don't believe me? Look up where the lithium in your phone comes from. Look at all these military bases. You never seen a rich man have to rob a beggar. Shout out to Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso for switching that map up. And the last one that gets me is when they say we have no culture. Like, bro, we invented culture. Y'all can't keep your hands off our culture. Y'all have literally put yourself through pain to take part in our culture. Why would you steal culture from people you say have no culture? We all know that Colonel Sanders isn't the man making that chicken. You will never get food from an Asian, Italian, or Mexican restaurant and see somebody that looks like Allen Iverson on the box. I'm just saying, the math ain't mathin' for me.
Black fatigue is real. Everybody is tired of Black people, but it's 2 specific types of Black people that everyone is tired of. Number 1, everybody is tired of loud, ghetto, and ratchet, and violent, and mean, and angry all the time. Everybody is tired of them. Nobody wants to deal with them. Even other Black people do not want to deal with these people. You know when you see them in public, you know when they're going to give you attitude at the CVS. Everybody knows it and they want to avoid it. The second group of Black people that everybody is tired of is this sort of like fake Black bougie intelligentsia who kind of like walks around telling everybody how they're supposed to think or speak or act when it comes to anything Black. These are the and these white supremacists absolutely do exist in this party. We all saw me face them from face to face. I'm looking at soulless, dead-eyed white supremacists that, by the way, I felt that these people could have bashed my brains in had they gotten the chance.
A lot of y'all had questions about which one are y'all, so I'm going to give you guys examples. I first want to start off by saying what differentiates these three types of black people has nothing to do with money or intelligence. It has everything to do with behavior, guys. All three types of these black people can be in the projects, and all three types of these black people can be in the 1%. It really just is based off behavior. We're going to use celebrities to help you guys get some more clarity, okay? So, Taraji P. Henson, T.I. and Tiny, The Real Housewives of Atlanta, LeBron James, those are all black people, okay? Candace Owens, Kamala Harris, Ben Wallace, Melody Hobson type vibe, those are African Americans. Lil Boosie, Cardi B, Saucy Santana, Suki Hana, those are all niggas. To add even more clarity, we're going to use family dynamics as well. Your cousins that went to all white schools, they don't know nothing about soul food, nothing about macaroni, cheese, and yams, nothing about Kool-Aid, nothing about cornrows, nothing about being black for real. Those are your African American cousins. Your uncle and aunties who are pro-Trump and they love to have controversial debates in the middle of Thanksgiving dinners, those are your African American cousins. You know how you got that cousin who was supposed to go pro, but he didn't go pro because he got injured in college or high school. So then he started a business and became real successful at that business. That is your black cousin. That girl in your family that was really, really popular in high school, she married a guy with a lot of money. He probably cheats on her every once in a while. That's really none of our business, though. We don't bring it up. She provides for a lot of people in her family, like a lot of people. She pays for people rent, etc. She got money. Her kids always fresh. That is your black cousin. The cousin that does the most, but your grandma tolerates it constantly and literally never calls them out on their BS, is your nigga cousin, okay? That's really all I gotta say on that one. The cousin that's pulling up at the funeral loud as hell playing Suki Hana and Sexy Red, that is your nigga cousin. Your cousin with 10 kids and literally all of them motherfuckers are bad as hell is your nigga cousin. Your cousin who you gonna call when it's time to fight is your nigga cousin. Your cousin who will invite you out to dinner and ask you to pay is your nigga cousin. Your cousin that be stealing from your grandma is your nigga cousin. Your cousin who can have $100,000 in their bank account and is still going to buy people food stamps is your nigga cousin. Your cousin who just bought a new Benz but is mad because they took him off Section 8 is your nigga cousin. Now I hope this provides as much clarity as possible. Have a good one, guys.
Anyways, guys, welcome back. And I hope you guys enjoy all of that clips that I have for you guys, because those are the clips. Like I said, I never knew that there are different type of black people, there are cultural type of black people, there are ethnic. I was just thinking black is black. But these people have been able to make us understand that black is not black. Oh, there is a level to this thing. So which of the level are you? Let me know in the comment section. I really want to know, because as it stands now, I do not know the level that I am. Maybe I'm the level, I don't know. Maybe it's a working class level or the low class level. I don't just know. Just break it down for me in the comment section. But anyways, I have some research here, and of which I said I want to know the different levels of black people. So one that I have here is African Americans, descendants of the enslaved in US. And they say black people whose ancestors were enslaved in the US, deep-rooted in American history, cultures, and fight for civil rights. The advantages is strong cultural identity, jazz, hip-hop, gospel, literature, activism, political influence, civil rights movement, current leader roles, and then deep understanding of American system, history, and survival within. And their disadvantage is they carry the heaviest weight of systemic racism, slavery, Jim Crow, redlining. And then we have generational wealth gap in wider because of historical dispossession, often stereotyped or discriminated against more harshly than other black groups, and that is their disadvantage for the African Americans. Then the second one we have here, we have the Afro-Caribbeans, which is the black people from the Caribbeans or the Caribbean heritage, right? And who are there? They are black immigrants or their descendants from Jamaica, Haitian, Trinidad, Barbados, etc., being unique culture, language, and tradition. And the advantage is often bring pride in strong cultural roots, rich carnival food, language, Immigrants' mindset sometimes give them resilience and drive from upward mobility. In some cases, they may avoid some stereotype initially because they are seen as foreigners, right? Now, their disadvantage is still face anti-Black racism in American, once seen simply as Black. Then sometimes face cultural tension with African Americans due to difference in histories and experience, can struggle with identity being both Caribbean and Black American. Now we have the third one here, which is the African immigrants, which is the first or second generation from Africa. And who are there? There are people who migrated from African countries, Nigeria, Ghana, Ethiopia, Somalia, etc., or their US-born children. The advantages often come with strong educational focus. Many African immigrants have high degrees. Many carry pride and confidence in direct African heritage, sometimes seen as different from African Americans, which can open door socially or professionally, right? And their disadvantage is still face racism in America, just like other Black people, cultural clashes with African Americans who have a different historical background, pressures of immigrant struggle, adapting, visas, discrimination in job. Now, the key difference between these three groups is for history, African Americans, slavery slash segregation, Afro-Caribbeans, colonization slash slavery in Iceland, and African colonialism in African and immigration. Now, for their culture, African American, US, Black culture, Afro-Caribbeans, Caribbean tradition, and African traditional languages. Then challenges: African American systemic generational racism, Afro-Caribbean identity navigation, Africans, immigrants, adaptation, plus racism. Now, the big picture is all three are Blacks, but their history shaped their experience differently. Their common disadvantage is racism in American, but their advantage lies in cultural pride, resilience, and influence. Together, they make Black American incredible, diverse, and powerful. When they say knowledge is power, it is not your mate, honestly, because I've been able to learn a lot of things during this particular research, because I thought we are Black, we are Black. I didn't know that they were different species until when I started hearing people breaking down cultures, making me to understand. And I'd be like, no, I need to go into deep research and really understand why these people are coming to tell us that Black people are three different types. Anyways, let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Do you agree with what they say? I really want to get your own thoughts as well in the comment section. If you have any contra opinion, if you haven't subscribe, like, comment, and share. Like I said, this is just for educational purposes, not to come here and bash anyone. Credit belongs to original creators of every clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And guys, with no further ado, I do like always say in my videos, I'm going to be simple, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Do not touch the die. Come back for more. I love you guys. Mwah.